So now we're going to talk about surviving and thriving in liquidity providing. The first thing you need to do is have a method, okay? Don't just gamble money, okay? You need to think about what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, and you try different things, and that leads into the next thing, practice. So, figure out, I was like, okay, I'm going to use this kind of strategy. Maybe you want to start out small before you start really aping money into things. You need to get comfortable and confident with smaller amounts, okay? And you practice and you test and you learn from that. It's like, okay, that didn't work very well. I got rugged here, or I'm consistently rugging. Learn from the mistakes and do that. This course is free. It's always will be. But, if you encounter losses, just consider that part of your tuition, right? So start small before you get big. And collaborate. This is really one of the greatest strengths of the LP Army itself. And that is, we work together, okay? We talk, we chat, we learn from each other. We learn stuff on X. We learn things in Discord. We work together, we LP together, and we're stronger together. So use those resources to improve yourself. Okay, so now we got to talk about safety, right? And there's a lot of different things that you can use to help yourself be safe and avoid some scams here. Number one is rugcheck.xyz. You can access this from any pool on tokens. You go to it, you just hover over that little icon right there, and you can click on the rug check. You're really looking for some bad attributes, like if it's mintable, stay away from that. If the token can be frozen, you can't sell it, you definitely don't want any part of that. There's some things that, if it's a copycat token, you really want to avoid those. Low liquidity can be, it might be bad, but it might be okay. If it's a fresh coin, of course, there's going to be low liquidity on that. High ownership is kind of a warning for you, because if it's owned by only a small number of people, like here it's saying top 10 holders, high ownership, that can be a warning sign that maybe it's bundled. They're just looking to dump on you. Single holder ownership, 55%. A lot of times I'm looking for things that are 20 or less. The less, the better. Here's another example of a token, freeze authority, bad, bad, bad. Single holder ownership, that's bad. Here, low amount of LP providers, that may not be a bad thing. Again, if it's a fresh token, you just kind of have to use all the things to figure that out. Okay, so next we're going to talk about bubble maps. And just like RegCheck, bubble maps is also right there on every single pool. And remember this, bubble maps is trying to tell you how a token is distributed amongst all the wallets out there. And so what we're looking for here is, like, this is an example of a bubble map, and each little bubble represents a wallet. Okay. And like this example here, we can see all these little wallets. These colored ones right here, those are wallets that maybe it's transferring tokens in between the two. This one's not too bad. We see a kind of big bubble here in comparison to some of the others. But whenever I look over here, it looks like that right there is a liquidity pool. So that one, not too worried about. The other thing that I like to look for amongst the wallets is there an even or organic distribution here? Like if you're seeing a whole bunch of the wallets and they're all holding the exact same percentage, that could be an indication of a bundle. Here's one that, this looks bad. This is really bad. This wallet is holding a whole bunch of the token, and they are just waiting to rug everybody on that. And here is the super danger. This is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about clusters. So you've got this one wallet with all these other wallets. They're all tied together. This is a big bundle. They've just kind of spread out what they own amongst a whole bunch of other wallets, and then they maybe dump on you all at the exact same time. So these kind of tokens I would avoid. So that's what bubble maps doing, is telling you, how something is bundled or not, how it's spread across. Okay, another important thing that you want to look for is wash trading. Okay, it's fake volume and it's done by bots that, what they're trying to do is generate this volume to make traders think that, oh, this token's hot. It's fun. It's active. There's a lot of good stuff here. This is the one to go into. And a lot of times what they're doing is they're routing these trades through a very specific, really low fee pool. And if you deposit, you may never get any of that traffic, or you might not get very much of the traffic. And here's a great way to identify that. Okay, well, so if you look on this chart here, you'll see this right here is so even, the volume. It's just, there's a lot of it, but it's kind of flat. It's not organic. And you even see spots maybe where the bot died for a bit. Maybe they shut it off. Maybe they ran out of gas. Who knows? But it's just really, really unnatural. These are always a rug, whether it happens really quick or sometimes they'll take a couple days. You usually see it on brand new tokens, but it can happen on older tokens. It is possible to earn money off of these, but I would caution you not to do them. Generally speaking, if you can get in and make some money quickly and get out, okay, but there's a lot of danger with that. So I would, generally speaking, try and avoid those.